Hey guys, good afternoon. So we got, a little bit of a late push down on the VIX to reach that 15 giant GEX sitting there at 15. So trying to push it off this daily one for ES, SPX, and NQ. Um, we are at our 6-month 3 support at 63.95, which is being heavily defended. You can tell that because they're not even letting you get close to it. So that 6400 is really a key level. If it could theoretically break a little bit lower to that 63.65 and technically still hold those 6-month threes, but you really don't want it to get below that 6400 if possible. Keep that going higher and, have a chance to take a pause at the moment, flatten out, and then lift up off these levels and go much higher. Again, my year-end opportunity, which is in the possibility of point range, that 550 point range, easily reachable by year end, 7,000. Actually, it's, within 2 standard deviations of it, just barely outside of 2 standard deviations on the point range. But we definitely are relaxing today in advance of some earnings coming out this week, as well as a plethora of economic data. You've got non-farm payrolls, you've got PCE, you've got ISM manufacturing. We have a Fed FOMC rate decision, which nobody's expecting anything to happen. And you've got huge trade deal announcements and more to come. So China is the next major trade announcement. And then, this, Ukraine Russia war hopefully will come to an end soon, maybe within the next week or two. Hopefully, finally, permanently stop killing each other. And, we can only pray for that. So the market looks like it's very strong. Nobody's really wanting to sell this market. So we can hold 6,400 on ES, ideally, and 63.95, 6,400, and then just, bounce around inside this zone that we're at right here on the VIX, or even go lower. That's what we want. We want this to finally break that 15. Huge wall of GEX, so on 15, holding it up. So that's kind of confusing to me because the term structure plummeted, right? So let me show that to you. Um, so here's the July 31st. And you can see we have this forward looking curve still that flattens out August 1st and comes back down flat and just stays flat through the end of August. So maybe a little bit of volatility, and that's why that 15 was probably there to, help the VIX go up, but they're not buying it. There's just too much positive news coming into the US market to buy that. And then if we look at the structure for August 20th, here's that strike curve. You can see we start going down here to potentially 10. All right. So, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity here to be forward positive. Let's see what our curve is for November 28th, up at 6,500. And, sitting between 10 and 15. So 10 and 15 is going to be the tenor that you want to start seeing the market trade in. And keep it there. Certainly no higher than sorry. That we don't want that upward trajectory. We want it to keep going down. So 10 would get us down to this monthly ones down here, 1298, 13 to 12, 1188 to 13, 1288 to 1188, 1298 to 1188. So that seems like the path of least resistance, bringing down that curve, 1382, going into OPEX for next month. So unless, something unpredictable comes out, like Jay Powell saying he's going to hike rates to, you know, whatever insanity comes out of his office. They are pretty crazy, so you never know. I've been hearing, stuff crazy coming out, like some people are calling for higher rates. It's insane. So hopefully that doesn't happen. So we'll be looking forward to the earnings and getting our news announcements out. The jobs report should be fantastic. There's plenty of companies coming into the United States with their manufacturing. See, they don't have to pay the tariffs if they bring the manufacturing here. So there's going to be a lot of new jobs opening up and people getting, some good paying jobs. So it should be all good. We just want this 15 to break. All right. So that's it for today. Crude got up to the weekly one and stopped on a dime early this morning and came back for the retest and has just been sitting on it. That's your weekly one. Your 7-day ones are above it, but so far the weekly ones are holding it. And we're on a monthly one right here with all this resistance. So if the market was trying to reach some stops up here, they're having a hard time reaching it. Gold flattened out as well as Bitcoin, so there wasn't anything there to look at. So that's the play. Tomorrow, nothing. Again, there's not going to be any action until really Wednesday. Just want to triple check the calendar for tomorrow. It is going to be a good week for, reports, but nothing for tomorrow. I mean, there's consumer confidence and some jolts, but well, there is an Atlanta Fed GDP now too, so there's a small possibility we might see some volatility tomorrow, but you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are going to be our days where we might be able to get some volatility in. PCE prices definitely could do it. Chicago PMI, and of course, non-farm payrolls, and ISM manufacturing following it. Just a lot coming out. All right, so that'll do it for me. Hope y'all have a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.